Welcome to the 5th installment of the 10 HP Ironman series. In this episode, we'll delve into the exploration of various different methods recently cultivated or refined for maximum experience per hour, while being more reliant and less attention required because, well, who doesn't love AFK-scape? The Blast Furnace, the hidden gem we all know and love. However, this place has more than meets the eye. Down in the caves of Keldagrim, this minigame holds many secrets to AFK training such as blast pumping and now optimized crafting. Most Ironmen when thinking of crafting head straight to the charter ships, which in most cases are the way to go before the release of giant seaweed. However, the problem with this method is you've got to go through countless hours of collecting the supplies if you don't have the sufficient requirements for the Lunar Spellbook, or in my case restricted in some particular way. Also, you have to constantly deal with bots, so the worlds are usually out of stock. Quite similar to the smithing method when fixing struts in the Motherlode mine, myself, Lalo and Billy came across this gem within the Blast Furnace, the refinement of repairing the broken pipes. Granting 50 experience per repair, we thought there might be a little more something to it, something that we could use to force break the pipes and cogs. Initially this was a big issue as it was a clean slate and we still needed to find a way to force manipulate a mechanic to activate, thus breaking the pipes, creating an entire new method in itself. In this instance, I thought surely the weight distribution on a character should have something to do with the effect of breaking the bike. I mean, the character weighs nearly a ton. That's about the weight of a car. And sure enough, RuneScape physics coming through with a whopping failure again. Back to the drawing board. And finally, after hours of testing, this is what we came across. This is a blast furnace temperature gauge. While in the white, those who are pumping cannot get kicked off the blast pump for overheating. However, you are still able to keep the furnace at a temperature where the pipes can still burst, only while pedaling on the bike. Thankfully, most of these activities are more or less AFK. You only need to reset the pump every hour and 40 minutes and you can energy pot without interruption on the bike. Now, you may ask, how does this all fit together? If one person's pedaling, one person's on the stove, and as many as you want on the blast pump, as long as the valve is in the white and the bike is working, the pipes and cogs can be constantly broken and repaired for maximum experience per hour. Just keep in mind all of these actions are semi-AFKable and only require attention every now and again. And now finally, resulting in a whopping 45 to 50k crafting experience per hour. This method is new and has room for refinement. Over the next couple weeks, I'll look further in depth to find out if there really is room for improvement. If you take into account the fact that this has little to no requirements and absolutely zero time for supply collection, this could really be the new meta for crafting on an Ironman. I believe at maximum capacity you could break this down to about 66k per hour after complete discovery, but for now, this will have to do for me. If you are a first time viewer here, I would greatly appreciate a subscription. If you like what you've seen so far, there will be much more content and discovery just like that. And do stick around for the rest of the video as we aren't quite done just yet. With the achievement of 50 thieving, I went ahead and started working on the rogue outfit for double loot when pickpocketing. Here I'm showcasing the route in which you take to minimize the fail rate percentage upon completion of a lap. If done correctly, each lap should last around just under 4 minutes. And finally, after about an hour of laps, we've achieved the full set. Alright, let's get underway with one of the final quest lines that we have the ability to grant combat experience if not done correctly. Take a look at this fella, we must be doing the same quest. That is scroll number 1. And that is number 2. And finally, the corpse. And finally, the third scroll. Alright guys, let's prep for the final boss. Now, with the completion of Shilo Village, it's time to tackle one giant favour and retrieve the ability to create Guthix Restores and 20k XP into the Herblore skill. When fighting Slaglith, always wield a pickaxe as it increases the chance of damage even with its massive range defense bonus. What I'm doing here is suiciding a bunch of food and recoil so I don't have to make trips between kills. Unfortunately, within the Dwarven mines, the usage of dwarf cannons are strictly forbidden, so we have to tackle this in a different manner. So what we're going to do is attack the NPC by stall manipulating before hitting the dwarf. This remembers the last action dealt when removing the stall, resulting in hitting the NPC with the same identification once it respawns. If you remove the stall between 0.6 to 0.1 seconds before respawn, your character will regress to the NPC with the chance of hitting, which registers the damage dealt to the NPC before it can calculate the damage dealt to itself, thus granting the kill credit. Honestly, this little shortcut never disappoints. Now, I actually did this a while ago, however Jagex had another one of its little moments and ended up rolling back their servers, so no farming for me. And if you hadn't noticed, I am actually just running past to complete one small favour. I have the sharpened axe in my inventory. And finally, after a long and extraneous amount of favours, here's the completion of one giant favour. And And that is an extra 20k herblore experience, leaving me with 40 herblore. Thanks to those of you who have stuck around to the end of the video. If you liked the video, surely drop me a like and perhaps a comment. Your feedback really does go a long way. If you'd like me to improve on something, just let me know. And until next time guys, take it easy. Oh my Lanta.